Oh, gosh. How do you do this stuff?
June of 1964, a boy was born with...
That's not it. Oh! How does he do this stuff?
It's a talk show.
That's the old one. No. Ah, there it is.
Live from the internet, it's the BTB Internet Talk Show. Special guests, Pandemonium, Dean Martin. If you've got the internet, you get a talk show. Here's your host, Mr. BTB himself, Scott Curtis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Richard K. Weed, and I'm sitting in for Scott because he has explosive diarrhea. I totally did not kidnap him. He has explosive diarrhea. He's totally fine. So I'm going to stand in for him. I'm a very, very popular comic in New Zealand, Richard K. Weed. And I'm going to do a little monologue because he doesn't do a monologue. Hey, I don't want to say I'm popular with the ladies because I'm not. They don't like me. I just got done with a 10-state mausoleum tour, and I got to say, you're a more lively audience because you're not dead. Scott's okay. Scott will be fine. Don't worry about him. He's just got explosive diarrhea. We got him some Imodium, and he'll be fine. So without further ado, let's bring our guests on. I'm Richard K. Weed, very popular in New Zealand. And I can do Dean Martin. I know he does Dean Martin. Hey, I'm Dean Martin. Dino, yeah, Dean Martin. I can do that too. So don't worry about it. And he does this in conjunction with his Behind the Bits podcast, which is just a stupid podcast. I don't know why anybody listens to it. I only emailed him 2,700 times, and he won't have me on. Why? I'm a great comedian. I'm Richard K. Weed. Okay, now let's bring our guests on. Our first guest is from Dallas. His name is Robert Peppers. Hi, Robert. It's me, Richard K. Weed.
Hey, Rich K, nice to meet you. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Great. Scott's fine. He has explosive diarrhea.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
Get well, Scott.
He'll be all right. Scott. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Robert.
As you said, I am from Dallas, Texas. I'm a family man, father, husband. Matter of fact, at the end of this month is me and my wife's 6-year anniversary.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep.
I just gave you a bell for that.
Thanks. Thanks. Been doing comedy for 4 years. And right. I could tell you right now, I love it. I love it.
All right. Yeah. Comedy's great. I've been doing it for 75 years, and it's absolutely great. They love me in New Zealand.
Oh man, I'm sure they do. What's it like out there?
Oh, I haven't been there, but I hear they love me.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
Let's bring our next guest up. Our next guest is Dino Thoroughgood. Hi, I think you're from New Jersey. Is that right?
I don't like to admit that, but yes, I'm in New Jersey now. I'm originally from Philadelphia.
All right.
Father of 4.
Well,
married to
you're fading a little bit there, Dino. A little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you need to crank up that Wi-Fi. Crank it.
Robert.
Let me change locations.
Dino's walking. Let's give him a chime. Oh, no, that's drums. I don't know how to use Scott's soundboard.
How's that better?
That is better. I can hear you. You're still a little fuzzy, but that's okay. So am I. I'm Richard K. Weed.
75 years in comedy. That's George Burns-esque.
Yes, I'm 108.
You don't look a day over 107.
Thanks, Dino.
I have to say, your hair is phenomenal.
Thank you. So tell me about yourself, Dino. I'm Richard K. Weed.
Well, I'm Dino Thoroughgood. Been doing comedy about a year and a half. By doing comedy, you could say I go up to a microphone and say really stupid things.
Oh.
Hope to get laughed at or get laughs. Either way, I mean, self-gratifying, I guess.
Oh, that's excellent. A year and a half, that means you still suck then, right?
I'll probably suck in 2 years too.
Yeah, I didn't get good for 50 years, and that's when they started liking me in New Zealand.
You're like David Hasselhoff in Germany.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Germany, let's bring our next guest on. Her name is Meike Rm. Hi, Meike.
Hey, everybody.
A little birdie told me you're originally from Germany. Is that correct?
That's right. I am. I grew up in Germany, was born in Germany, and moved over here to South Carolina about 9 years ago.
How do you like South Carolina?
Not too bad. I mean, there's probably better places, but, you know.
Oh. Uh-oh. I think Scott's here. I got to get out of here. Bye, everybody. Get out of my house. I'm terribly sorry about that, folks. This Richard K. Weed has been stalking me since I started the podcast, and he got into my house and locked me in the bathroom. I do not have explosive diarrhea. Coincidentally, he wears the exact same shirt I do, too. So as I walked in, I know we were talking to Micah. So you're from Germany, but you're living in South Carolina now. So tell me about your comedy journey so far.
So far, it's been a year, but, I mean, I feel like, to be honest, my whole life has kind of been a joke. So if that counts, I've been in comedy for 30 years, but technically, just the last year, I've kind of been serious about it and actually trying to learn more, get exposed. I took up improv classes about a year ago, joined a local improv team to kind of help me doing stand-up, get more exposure, being on stage, and just use the improv part kind of like in case I ever run into hecklers, be able to like react to them or do some crowd work.
That's cool. If I start talking like Richard K. Weed, tell me. Do you still have rats?
I do not. I currently don't have any pets.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
So whereabouts in South Carolina?
Fort Mill, right by Charlotte.
Excellent. Excellent. I've been to Charlotte, and what's the island there? I've been to that island.
A mountain island?
I don't know. Some island off of South Carolina. It's been years ago.
Oh, down at the coast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe Kiowa Island?
Kiwa, that's it. You got it.
Kiowa. Yeah, I was just there last weekend.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like how they shut all the lights off at night. And you have to have your lights off so the wildlife can do their nocturnal stuff. So that's cool. And you're a vegan, right?
Yes, that's right.
How long?
4 years.
Cool. I was a vegan for about 2 years, and now I'm kind of just a shitty vegan. I'm about 70%.
It's still better than zero.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
So,
All right, guys. Well, so the way this goes is the next thing that we do is we bring Dean Martin out, and this is going to be the first time I have Dean Martin actually watching over my shoulder because I got this art from Jeff Bodart. He does pencil drawings, and you can check him out on Etsy. Jeff Bodart art on Etsy, and he does a lot of classic actors, actresses, singers. He just did a Judy Garland, and yeah, he's really good. So and I just interviewed him for the podcast too, so that'll be coming out soon. But what happened was Dean Martin supposedly died in 1995, and that actually didn't happen. They said he died of lung cancer. What they did is they cryogenically froze him, and they have brought him back because they cured the lung cancer, which is great. And he's having a dinner party, and you guys are just not talking to each other. So he's going to come up with a few conversation starters to get you going. So let's bring Dean in.
All right.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Oh yeah, it's me, Dean Martin. How you doing, folks?
pretty good. Good to see you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So you guys are pretty boring, so I'm going to do some conversation starters. I'm going to start over here with Dino. This is one of my favorites. Do you have a
Scott, if you'll excuse me for a minute, I have a friend I want to bring in for you.
Okay.
You might know him. Hold on one second.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start with Micah then. Hey, Micah, it's me, Dean Martin. How are you tonight?
Good, and good to see you. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never had a chance to meet you before.
Hi, Dean. I want you to talk to me. I've been calling you. Won't answer my phone calls.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jerry Lewis, even though he's dead. Okay, he's back.
Oh, now I feel. Hey, lady.
So, Micah, it's me, Dean Martin.
Oh, God.
Do you have any guilty pleasure songs that you like to listen to when nobody else is listening?
Me? Yeah, actually, I just did yesterday. I don't know, it might not be popular over here, but it's more like a 80s band in Germany, and they're like well known for fake guitar playing and weird hairstyles.
Oh. That Richard K. Weed's got some weird hairstyles.
Yeah, the band is called Modern Talking. It's a German-based band from the 80s.
Okay.
And they just have some really catchy, kind of little electronic songs, and the videos are kind of a little weird, but I actually just listened to them yesterday when I was cleaning the house.
All right. Well, Dean Martin likes those German 80s bands.
It's good. I mean, I
That's the
can
best.
hook you up with on it songs. I mean,
All right. Make me a Spotify playlist or something. Hey, I know what Spotify is. I'm Dean Martin. Hey, Dino, how the hell did you get in all that outfit so quick?
I'm used to quick changes. I do everything quick. Usually shut the light off and I'm done before the room's dark, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I like that bow tie. I got to tell you, that's a good bow tie. I'm Dean Martin. That's a picture of me back there. I know I look a little different since they unfroze me.
Stunning resemblance.
Yeah. So, do you got any guilty pleasure songs, Dino?
I do. I hate to almost admit it, but the Lady Marmalade from Moulin Rouge, Lil' Kim, Maya, Pink, Christina Aguilera, it's pretty bad.
It's a great song, but Patti LaBelle did it better. I got to tell you, that's her song, man.
This is true. She is a Philly girl too.
I'd like to bring her back and do a duet with her, Lady Marmalade. It's me, Dean Martin.
I don't quite know what to say to that.
Robert Peppers, how you doing? It's me, Dean Martin. I'm not frozen anymore. You got any guilty pleasure
Hey, how
songs?
you doing? I see
Oh
that.
man, you sound like a
Man, they
robot,
throwing you
buddy.
out. What up, Dean? How you doing? Oh man, good I see that. Man, they throwing you out.
I'm going to try
Oh,
taking
man.
you out and
Oh,
putting you back
man.
in.
You know what? To be honest with you, oh man, guilty pleasure. You know what? To be honest with you, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound kind of like a robot, but that's okay.
Can you hear me?
I can kind of understand you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Guilty pleasure. Okay. Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me. Guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Def Leppard. 80s rock. Pour some sugar on me. Yes.
Pour
I know something
some
about that, Dino.
sugar on
80s rock. 10
me.
years apart, Dino. Yes, Dino. I know something about that, Dino. I know we're 10 years apart, Dino.
I'm just
Sugar on
Yeah.
me. I love that song. That's my goodbye. I'm by myself. I be ready. Hey, I love that song. That's my
Excellent.
goodbye. I'm by myself. Riding the car. Hey, I'm by myself. I be. Hey, describe
All
my
right.
riding the car. Hey.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to mute you for a second because you're doing the same thing that I did to the old comedy show. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a timeout, but I'll bring you back. Yeah, Dean Martin's got some guilty pleasure songs. He likes the Judas Priest. Loves the Judas Priest. Breaking the law, baby. Hellbent for leather. Uh-huh. Oh, God. My singing voice really suffered during the freezing. All right, next question. I'm going to see how Robert's sounding. How you sounding, Robert?
See, how do I sound to you? Do I still sound like a robot?
Oh no,
Much better.
now you sound great. So let's go to the next question. If you had to be transported and live in any TV show, what TV show would you want to live in? I'm Dean Martin.
Let's see. I'm Dean Martin. Transported, live in any TV show. It would be Family Matters. Family
All
Matters.
right, would
I
you
could
be
have been
Urkel?
Steve Urkel's cousin.
Oh, the suave and debonair one.
Family Matters. Steve Urkel.
Yeah, Urkel's cousin was suave, and he was debonair. Those are
Only-
words Dean Martin
I'll be
uses.
his cousin.
Only Stefan was.
Yeah.
Or twin
Stefan,
brother.
there you go. I couldn't remember the name
Yeah.
because I'm Dean Martin. I was frozen during most of that.
Yeah. I'll be that guy. You
Excellent. Well,
know,
let's take.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's
Then
take.
I want to be in between suave and nerdy.
Yeah, no doubt. Dean Martin's a little nerdy.
Yep.
All right. Let's take it over to Micah. Hey, what TV
There's
show
nothing
would you
wrong with
live
that.
in?
TV show, I would probably go with my favorite show, which is How I Met Your Mother. I watched it like 2.5 times already, and I just like the idea of just a bunch of friends, like kind of like sharing an apartment, being roommates, just have the bar in the basement, just like running into all these like random situations in life. I just like the idea of like having close friends by all the time, and it just seems like a lifestyle I could imagine living with.
Fantastic. Jason Segel was great in that show.
Yeah.
I mean, they filmed it all when I was dead, but people sent me VCR copies. Now, Scott Curtis isn't here right now, but his son watched it probably 3 times. That's all I ever saw on his TV. So you guys ought to talk or something, because I never watched a full episode, so whatever. But Jason Segel was good.
Okay.
Hey, Dino.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Dino. You're Dino. I'm Dino. We're both Dino. Hey,
Too many Dinos per square inch.
what show do you want to live in, buddy?
I got to go with Happy Days because I really need to turn it into a detective show and find out what the hell happened to Chuck. One day he's there, next minute he's not there. Nobody ever talks about him again. What happened to Chuck? Did he get locked up? Did he go to prison? Is he in a chain gang? I really want to know what happened to Chuck.
You know what? I've been asking myself that same question since I got unfrozen. I mean, what are you supposed to do with Chuck? Come on.
He never comes back. I mean, they don't even bring his name up anymore. It's sad.
It really is. I'm trying to open another beer here, and this opener sucks. Okay, got it open. All right. Hey, I'm Dean Martin.
Well, you know, while you were frozen, they developed twist opener.
Oh, yeah. But Dean Martin only likes to drink premium IPAs. This is Zombie Dust. And this is made by Three Floyds in Munster, Indiana. And it makes me drunk. I like it.
Zombie Dust. It sounds like what's going to come out if you get lucky.
Oh, there it is. It's coming out.
I think I just got lucky. I'm glad that didn't land on my soundboard.
Coming out. It's not holding back.
Oh, boy, I'm going to be sticky.
Okay,
I just laughed out of character.
Why you are
Sorry
Dean Martin.
about that. So let's go on to the next question. This was one of my favorites. Let's go back to
Why you
Robert.
are Dean
Hey,
Martin.
yeah. Hey, Robert, what was your first car?
Hey,
Hey.
Lexus. 1994.
And what year did you get that
ES300.
1994?
Nice.
All right. And what year did you get the 94 Lexus?
I got. I was a senior in high school when I got it.
Okay. I bet that looked good in the parking lot.
With that car, I'm
Yeah.
surprised you don't have more
I became the new big man on campus.
Somebody likes Micah. Jamie Boone does.
I just saw it popping
Yeah,
up.
well,
Hey, Jamie, thanks for watching, buddy. Scott does this thing called the Behind the Bits podcast. Download all of them. He's trying to get back up on the Apple charts. Come on. Let's do it. Dino, what was your first car, buddy?
My first car was a 1991 Dodge Shadow.
Nice.
And it was a beer can of a car, and I got it for $600. And it lasted about 3 months.
All right. So what did you get after that? It's me, Dean Martin.
Sadly, a Dodge Neon. Same engine, different body.
Yeah, from what I hear, those things ran forever, though.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, they rusted out before the engine stopped.
They were great on gas.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Micah, what was your first car?
My first car was a French car. It was a Peugeot 200.
Peugeot! Peugeot!
I think it was in 1996, and I bought it when I was 19 years old back in 2009.
Ah. Peugeots are great. I'm getting out of character. Hey, it's Dean.
Oh, wow.
Peugeots are great. I
It
used to
was a
have a
great
kid.
car until somebody totaled it.
Yeah, I had a kid that worked for me that had a Peugeot, and this was in the 80s, though. So, I mean, we're talking very early 80s, so that was a long time ago. But, yeah, Peugeots are cool cars. So, Dean Martin had Scott Curtis had a 74 Firebird. And then there's a 400 4-barrel, and then he went airborne with it and messed it up and put it back together and got a Datsun 210. So that was quite a change.
That's a downgrade.
Scott's Datsun 210 sucked.
Uh,
That baby went 0 to 60 in an hour and a half.
Without Kanye West, nobody would know what a Datsun is.
Oh,
yeah.
Dino's bringing up his notes because he
the
forgot
funny thing
to.
about
Go ahead.
Which one?
Robert
the
was
funny
talking.
crazy thing, I'll let you guys in on a secret about. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
The funny thing, since we talking about cars, I'll tell you something. The funny thing about my car, the Lexus, it was a nice car. The only thing is, the damn front door on the driver's side, on my side, wouldn't open. So if I need to get the front door open, I had to open the back door and reach over into the front door. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if I had like a date, I had to open her door for her, but then she'd be like, "Oh, you're such a gentleman." I'm like, "Yeah, baby. Now can you reach over and open my door, please?" Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So is that like a Bronx Tale? You had to test every date with that door? Like if she doesn't open the door, she's not the one.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like I'm being the gentleman, she's being the lady. It's like a fair trick or trade, guys. It's like I'm opening up her door, she opens my door. So it's like, okay, bam, bam. Kind of like killing two birds in one stone.
You know, Frank Sinatra used to do that stuff to me. He'd open that door and then he'd just jump in and leave without me. Me and Peter Lawford were just standing there picking our noses. I don't know. It was rough. All right, let's talk comedy a little bit here. Hey, Dino, it's me, Dean Martin. Hey,
Kat.
So, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
Most embarrassing moment on stage. I would have to say, just a cricket set, just complete nothingness. It was an open mic, and we made it. I was like 25th. By the time I went up, there was 2 people in the room, me and the guy running the club. So it's like I'm performing 2 chairs. There was nothing worse than that.
Yeah. But
Still
you did it, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Still did the set. But you could definitely tell where it was like almost midnight, and you're like, all right, I'm talking to chairs. This is my life right now.
Uh-huh. Yep. We all go through that. At least you comedians do. I'm a very famous singer and actor. I was in Matt Helm. Micah, hey, talk to me about your most embarrassing moment on stage.
I don't know if I have a really embarrassing, but recently I did an open mic that was not my best. It was like a weird location. It was like on a Saturday morning at like 11 a.m. at a coffee kind of co-working place. And there was a family sitting there with little kids. So I was like, okay, I guess we gotta keep it family friendly then. So then you had to like switch up your jokes a little bit to adjust it. And then they kind of like left, but then the audience was just like 3 other comics and no actual audience showed up to it. So it was just us 4 comics re-listening to my jokes. And then I was trying out a bunch of new material and it all didn't really land well. So it was just like, okay, it was different. The location, the time, no audience. And usually if you try out new material and it's just comics, they kind of judge you a little bit differently anyways than audience members. So it was just like, like crickets and like, okay.
Maybe you should have sang a song like Dino does.
Yeah, I should have had like a backup kind of.
Yeah. Maybe some of that 80s German rock, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start playing that and play my air guitar and walk out.
So Robert's making me dizzy with all that walking, but and I see the ceiling fan. But if you can hear me, Robert, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
Most embarrassing moment on stage. Oh man. I had the microphone and the cord. I was talking, and cord came out. The cord came out of the microphone, and I bent over to get it, and then I farted. I let one go. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
At least the microphone was off.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to tell you,
Yeah,
Dean really likes that one.
At least
That's a good one.
I didn't clear the room, so.
Yeah. So obviously you didn't eat Taco Bell, huh?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, Dean Martin is.
Yeah,
getting
no.
tired
It
of
was
being...
just one of those. Yeah, how you doing, Rob Peppers? Up. Mike, like cord came out, then been over.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, Dean Martin's getting tired of being Dean Martin, so we're going to bring Scott back.
Moment.
Hey. Wow.
Welcome back, Scott.
Dean's been drinking. Can you tell?
Yeah, he's been asking a lot of weird questions.
Yeah. These are conversation starters. See, this is, I don't know. I don't know if this works, but I'm committed to it. I bought the freaking drawing. I bought the hat. I don't know what else to do. I mean, you know, should I do like David Mustaine or Rob Halford instead? I don't know. I can't speak in a British accent, but I love heavy metal. So, you know what? Whatever. You know, it may change. I don't know. So before we get to what's on your mind, I wanted to do a little roundtable thing on this COVID and doing these virtual open mics. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on doing virtual open mics and what you feel about it, or doing virtual shows and stuff like that. You guys can just chime in whatever you want, just talk. What do you guys think about these virtual things?
So far, it feels like the late 90s chat rooms. It just, everything's all in there and everybody's saying weird stuff. And now we call it comedy, but, you know, back then it was AOL.
So I got to say, I haven't seen any of you do it because I don't do it that often. I've done it a few times, and I usually do characters like Richard K. Weed and a conspiracy theorist named Eugene from Smyrna. So I don't do my regular set normally. You got one of those?
No, Micah.
I'm going to move people around. I'm going to make you all dizzy.
Micah's sets are awesome on open mics.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you've done, have you done quite a few, Micah?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing since I think March. I was kind of hesitant to do them because it's like a whole different atmosphere. You just stare into the camera and there's not really an audience. You don't have that whole like stage feeling, no microphone. And it was weird at the beginning, but now I do them like a couple of times a week. And I guess the good part about it is you can connect with people or take part in shows that are like in different countries that otherwise I wouldn't be able to be at. So that's like the plus point. I met lots of new comic friends through doing shows, so that's good. It's a lot easier to network with people. But if I had to compare the two, I would rather prefer live shows, but for the time being, I'm fine doing Zoom.
Yeah. Robert, have you done any of the Zoom mics?
Yes, I have. I've done like every Monday, or every other Monday, I do a virtual open mic, and it's, you know, it took a while to get used to, because you're so used to performing in front of people, and the whole virtual, doing stuff like virtual stuff like Zoom or even like being here on Spotify. It's something different. It's something to get used to, but it's something that kind of helps you in the way I feel, for me as a comedian, I feel it's making me better and really, preparing me for when I get a chance to get back on that stage and perform in front of a audience. So
Yeah, I think that the kicking the cobwebs out and making sure that you're saying the words at a regular time and on a regular basis is pretty important, because I didn't do it for quite a while, and then when I did do it, I found out I'd step back a few spaces because my timing and stuff like that wasn't as good, and I didn't remember my set and stuff like that. So one of my super fans, Steve Frito, says keep Dean Martin on the show. I gotta say, hey, it's Dean Martin. Hey, Steve, thanks for watching the show. I appreciate it. You're a good-looking guy. You keep the vegan stuff up. I totally respect that, and I take the hat off. And then I'm not Dean Martin anymore. So I can only do so much. It exhausts me. It really takes a lot out of me to be Dean, and I know how he felt having to deal with Jerry Lewis for so many years. I can totally understand it. So on this, the way things are going with COVID, so I've done some outdoor shows and I've done Zoom mics. I've done some stuff, and I'm sure you guys have too. Do you think that elements of what we're doing now as far as the virtual comedy, do you think stuff like that is going to stick, and that's going to carry on after the comedy clubs open back up, like full capacity open back up?
I think to an extent, yeah, because everything's becoming a digital streaming service in one way or another. You just had somebody on your podcast with the app, and where you can actually do your set in front of somebody that you've never met before.
Yeah.
I think digital media, much like how Blockbuster went goodbye, a lot of open mics will turn into Zoom settings, because then you can, oh, wait, I have media I can send you. I have a tape I can send you. And I think people are still going to go to open mics and still going to do comedy clubs, but digital media is what the world is becoming now. Everything's so convenient. I can just turn on my computer and do a comedy show.
Right.
Pick from a list, I don't have to drive an hour and a half to wait 2 hours to go for 5 minutes of stage time.
Right. And I've noticed, before the Rona took over, I noticed that, and I think this has been the case for a while, but people who go to comedy clubs, they tend to go like once a year, and especially like boomers, like people my age, they tend to go once a year. It's a big day, and they do that. But that doesn't bring about like hardcore fans, which is what you need to get your album downloaded and get on Sirius and stuff like that, Sirius XM and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I've watched people who really do this well, who do the virtual stuff really, really well. And I think that those people are going to take it and run with it. And I also think that better apps are going to come than like the StreamYard thing. I think there's going to be apps where you can kind of see the whole audience and interact with them, and it doesn't take as much bandwidth and stuff like that. So I feel like things are going to get better as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing like the VR shows now, where we have like this virtual comedy club and have like like animated people walk around and like the comic doing its set. I haven't really like looked into it that far yet, how it actually works. Like if you can have like your own character be part of it or how it's actually working. But I was actually gonna look into it and eventually buy one, maybe just to give it a try, see if
Yeah.
I like it.
My son has one, but I put it on my head for a while and got dizzy, and I don't think I can do that anymore. You know, it's hard to be a boomer.
I just keep seeing Black Mirror with the virtual
Yeah.
reality, like, but I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh
Black
yeah.
Mirror? Okay.
Yeah, I've watched a few of those. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, wild, and wacky.
Yeah, I feel
And
like the Zoom open mics kind of like, I feel like the open mics probably stay because it's like, because it's usually like comics doing their own open mics, so you have like the option to get like feedback from other comics.
Mhm.
And it's more like, I don't want to say like a more safe space for people
Yeah.
to try any material instead
Right.
of just like going out and just like being in front of strangers. Whereas like with other comics, you do your set, you get feedback. I feel like I get more out of those than just doing an open mic somewhere
Yeah.
where it's just the audience. They don't know what I'm trying to say, or
Yeah.
they don't give me feedback. And then doing the Zoom, I can then improve my set and then take it somewhere else or
Right.
take it to a show where I can be like in person and get actual feedback. But for
Right.
now, I feel like the feedback mics, open mics, probably gonna stay around, and I think they're like the most helpful thing right now.
Yeah. And I feel like when you're doing open mics locally, and you guys can tell me if this is true or not. When you do open mics locally, you don't get too many notes or you don't get too much feedback because it's a very competitive thing. I mean, just in my town, I'm in a little town. There's probably 25 comics, you know, that actually call themselves comics, and it's very small. So you know, everybody's fighting for stage time. Everybody wants to, you know, get that guest spot or that feature spot or whatever. So the only way you get true feedback, and I've done a few of those, the closed mics, not the ones that are put out everywhere, but I've done some of the feedback mics, and those tend to be very good because you get people better than you telling you better ways to tag your jokes or stuff you can cut out and stuff. So I totally agree with that.
What do you think, Robert?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, just listening to what everybody's saying. You know, like, well, you know, go back to what Dino said. You know, the world's getting more virtual and everything. And also to what Micah, you know, said about, you know, what you guys talking about, like getting feedbacks. Um, Me personally, I always like getting feedback from other comics, you know, or whatever, you know, because I feel it makes me, you know, better. I mean, if let's say if they whatever like whatever joke I told, um, if a comic might pull me to the side, or if I go to him and ask him, like for instance, if me and if all of us were in the same comedy club and I got on stage, and let's say Micah or Dino be like, "Hey, Robert, come here for a second. On that joke that you told about, let's say if I told a joke about my son, like, hey, on that joke you told about your son, it was good, but you know, I feel it's just I'm not Chris. But I feel like you can, you know, add more to it, add more into it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel, you know, I always felt there's nothing wrong with feedback as long as it's positive feedback. You know,
Yeah.
because I always feel like if you go to somebody and tell them like, hey man, you suck, like, you know,
Yeah.
well, that's like vague, like be more specific, like what did that person lack, and you know, you're
Yeah.
just gonna tell somebody they suck. Well, are you gonna help that person better themselves?
Hmm.
Nah, that's just my whole thought process.
Yeah. And in the virtual world, you tend to get better feedback just because there's not the competitive spirit there as much because everybody's from all over the world, and also the fact that that's why they're there. You know, it's not when you do an open mic, you're trying to perform, and you're even if it's just comics sitting there or 80% comics, you're still trying to do your thing. But in these other mics, you can actually, you know, the nice thing is you can, like, I've got a little stand where I put my notes so I don't lose my place, and I don't feel bad about looking at my notes once in a while to understand what's going on. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I've been talking to a lot of my guests about that. Dino, thank you for listening to the podcast. I appreciate you mentioning it. Obviously, I mean,
Never missed an
everything.
episode.
Yeah, everything I do is to try to get the podcast going and get it up the charts and stuff like that. And as I think I mentioned in the beginning, it's slipping on the Apple charts for some reason, even though the downloads are still pretty steady. So if you're listening, just download all the episodes. You can listen to the ones you want, but download them, delete them, do whatever you want. But let's get me back up on the charts. So
A good thing to do is leave a comment. Even if you don't say anything at all, the comments do something with the algorithm for Apple iTunes. I learned that from listening to another podcast where they're like,
wow.
hey, just leave a comment, and that bumps us up because it shows that people are interactive. So that might help. You know, leave a comment, tell your listeners to leave a comment.
Cool. Well, thank you. I've never see, I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't even, I mean, I put iTunes on my computer so I could actually look at my downloads and stuff like that. But you know,
that's what it is. Apple knows. It's a conspiracy. They know you have Android.
If I get an iPhone, I'll be back up in top 10, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time for an upgrade.
All right. Okay. We're at my favorite part of the show where it's called What's on Your Mind. And this is where you can do a bit, promote your shit, do whatever you want to do. So let's go over to Robert first. What's on your mind, buddy?
My mind. My mind is full of a lot of things. What's on my mind? Let's see. I already told you guys about, about the story about, my Lexus, my first car. You know what I'm saying? What's on my mind now is bullies, particularly bullies, people who like to bully folks, in wheelchairs.
Oh.
I think that's not cool. I think that's not cool at all. Like, I'm not joking. I'm being for real.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that, see me, if I was up in the wheelchair, I would make the person who, was able to use all their body parts, I'll make them feel stupid. I'll be like, what, you just mad because you know what? If you and I run from the police, I can use my wheels. You be out of breath, bitch. And it's okay. Yes, you can laugh, Scott. It's okay.
Yeah, I thought
I saw you.
I liked it. Yeah, I mean, I can use my wheels, bitch. I like that.
Yep.
Rolling thunder.
And something else on my mind is, one time I walked in on my mother-in-law in the restroom. She just got finished handling her business. Now, I instead of knocking on the door, which I know to knock on the door, I didn't think no one was in there, so I just opened the door. She started screaming, "Ah!" I was like, shit. And then she's gonna tell me, "Oh my God, you scared me." She said, "You almost gave me a heart attack. What if I was naked?" I said, "If you were naked, then I would have been the one with the damn heart attack." Yes, that's right. I would be.
That's good.
I would have been the one with the heart attack. Shoot. Yeah, that's. Scott had to drink a beer.
Yeah, I'm at the bottom. I'm done. So Dino, let's go over to you. What's on your mind?
I mean, everybody's worried about, COVID and quarantine, and I think my life is pretty good. This early in my comedy career, I already have more shows booked for 2020 than the great Bill Cosby himself. Okay, by default. But I mean, seriously though, when the news broke about Cosby, I was like, there's no way he's going to get convicted. There's no way they're sending Heathcliff Huxtable to jail. No way. But I figured OJ got off, Robert Kraft got off. How come Bill Cosby didn't get off? I guess he did. That was part of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably an open shut case because the proof was in the pudding. Pops.
Yeah.
Speaking of legal troubles and famous people, Kim Kardashian is now working to free C. Murder, who is the brother of Master P, from prison. With Kanye going into politics, I guess she needed a new rapper to get off. No segue. I'll talk about my marriage. That's pretty much an imprisonment for my wife anyway. The other day I text her, hey, what do you want to do tonight? She's like, hey, how about we Netflix and chill? Smiley face emoji. I was excited. I did not know it meant she wanted to scream Grey's Anatomy and give me the cold shoulder. I told her this morning, we need to celebrate the little things in life. She looks down, says, I've seen you naked. I'm not throwing that thing a party. Besides, I know nobody would come. One last one. We started to experiment with role play. I pretend to be an Amazon driver trying to deliver a package. She pretends to be a customer who's not home. She gets really into it, though. She turns off the lights, changes the locks. She even calls the real police.
Yeah.
Very kinky.
Oh, that's
all. That's on my mind.
So you've got 4 kids. What are the age ranges of the kids?
19, 20, 21, and 22.
All right. Well, you look a lot younger than you are to have a 22-year-old.
Oh, that's because I went to the dollar store and dyed my beard.
Yeah.
It's not good to be fat with a gray beard because if you go to the mall, kids try to sit on your lap and ask you for presents. It's no good.
Yeah.
So I have to dye the beard.
Are any of them living at home?
Currently, 3 of them are because colleges are just doing online classes.
Yeah.
So they basically go to college in their pajamas.
So how the hell do you keep it so quiet in there? Did you tie everybody up?
No, they have their own rooms.
Okay. I was going to say, nobody's come down and said, Dad, the toilet's plugged. No, nothing.
Because there's nothing to buy right now.
Yeah.
They all have online access to credit cards. They're fine.
Yeah. Cool. So, Micah, what's on your mind?
Well, a lot, actually. Doing all these Zoom shows, I think the biggest question has been, am I going to put a bra on for this? So, yeah, 2020 has been a lot of things. Right when I started to get more serious about comedy, the lockdown happened. Then you can't go out. You can't date, and nobody's around in the house. So, and then my last ex-boyfriend, he broke my heart twice. We broke up, and then he went to change the Netflix password. So, can't watch Netflix anymore. So now it's only chill. As you can tell, that's why I have the blanket right here, because it's super cold in my house, but it's fine. It just keeps reminding me of our relationship. But I must give him that. He did show some balls on our first date, right when his pants ripped between his legs. So yeah, I've been struggling with my clothes lately. As a kid, I always had to get the hand-me-downs from my sister. And I was a grown-up. she takes mine, which is great if you have the same taste in men. And she comes and picks him up from my house, so that's perfect. I mean, it stays in the family, right?
Yeah.
And the parents already know him. But I mean, my benefit is they let me use the password, the Netflix, so that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to buy another bed recently. I had to go to the store and get a bed because I just need so much room to fit all my clothes, books, and all my regrets. I just needed more room. Yeah, dating has been weird, especially now. I mean, I just read on the internet, like, I don't know if you heard about it, like penguins, if they really like somebody, the male penguins go and find like the most beautiful pebble and bring it to the mate as a sign of love.
Yeah.
So I wish guys that I meet were more like it, but instead of pebbles, they just bring me pain, drama, or the exes. Which is true, yeah. Other people get to meet the family. I get to meet the ex. So that's yeah, not really my luck. Yeah, last year I ran a marathon, which I had to put off this year during the lockdown, but it finally was a new challenge after I had my breakup. I need a new challenge. But the race pretty much reminded me of him. It was painful, exhausting, and just disappointment of never finishing first. So, but I mean, at least after 9 months of pretending, I finally got to finish something. So
Yeah.
yeah. So all that's been on my mind. Yeah, I can't wait for live shows to come back and just be more out there. And in the meantime, just use Zoom and try to promote everything and just, I don't know, write material, get out, get your name known.
Mm-hmm.
So
When you don't finish first, you usually don't finish at all, right? Because the guy's done, right?
yep, that's pretty much how it goes for most of them. Just like, all right.
I know this because I've been in a relationship with my boo for 37 years now, and I get a lot of haters because we've been together for so long, and I got this guy at work that he's kind of a play-a, which means he likes to get with a lot of different ladies, in case you guys don't know it. And he actually said to me, "How can you stand having sex with the same woman for 37 years?" And I was very offended by that, and I didn't even distinguish that with an answer because I didn't have a stupid internet talk show with people I don't really know on it. But I'll tell you, first off, when you have sex with the same person for 37 years, you get really good at it. You know where all the erogenous zones are, in the light, in the dark. You can find everything. It's just all there. It's like muscle memory. Everything just works. And you'd think that we don't try new stuff, but oh golly, we do try new stuff. The only thing is we whiteboard it now because we're a little broken down. Things don't work quite as well. So I'll put it up on the whiteboard and I'll say, honey, I know your knee's bad, so we're going to lean to the right over here. My back's not doing so good, so I'm going to lean to the left over here. This is going to be great. The safe word is still stop it.
We are learning way too much about Scott right now.
Micah gave me a perfect segue. I had to do my joke.
Micah, just so you know, nice guys finish last only if they care about the girl they're with.
Yeah.
They're just as hard to find as beautiful pebbles.
Sometimes the pebble's better than the guy.
And why sex is the same as an oil change? I mean, you only do it every 3 months. It only takes 5 minutes, and you get to stay in the car.
But the really good ones, they vacuum it out for you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
Well, we lost Robert, and we're right about at the hour time, so I'm going to say that this is a wrap. But I really enjoyed you guys being on, and you guys are welcome to come on anytime to the old BTB Internet Talk Show. If you've got the internet, you get a talk show. And everybody listen to the Behind the Bits podcast. Let's start downloading in just all of them. There's 35 of them. Just go in bulk. Download them all and make comments, because Dino just gave me a great tip. Make comments on the Apple thing so that I get back up on the Apple charts. I was number 20, and I'm so pissed off I'm not even on the charts anymore. So everybody hit that. Give me some comments. I've got some great guests coming up, and unfortunately, Emo Phillips has shot me down. He doesn't like to do podcasts, so he shot me down today. But he shot me down very nicely, and so I was nice back to him. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. I'm still working on a couple big names, but I'm mostly just talking to working comics. So that's what the podcast is all about. But thank you guys so much for being on, and thank you, Robert. I know you're probably your internet probably crapped out on you, but you'll be watching this. Thanks for being on, Robert. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, sir.
Yeah,
thanks for the invite. I
really enjoyed talking to you. I listened to Micah's podcast with Joel today while I was driving. I'd already listened to it, but I listened back to it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. And you guys have a great day. And everybody that watched, thank you for watching. And thank you for listening to Behind the Bits podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes.
We're done.